Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is actually a hair product. I'm using my Amika restorative balm that I got in my Sephora play box this month because my hair has been so tangled. Actually really enjoyed it. It's really difficult to get out of the tube. It's incredibly thick. It almost feels like I'm putting styling gel in my hair, but basically you're supposed to put it on after you wash your hair. You put it on wet hair, you leave it in for 5 to 7 minutes. You sort of put it through with your fingers and then let it penetrate through the roots of your hair, and after that you rinse it out. And so right now I'm just finished the rinsing stage. It feels much softer, I have to say. I don't know that I like it quite as much as the one from Way, but I do like it so far, and it did smell really nice, so that's what I was using. And now onto the video. So for today's video, we're going to be trying out the new CoverFX Power Play Foundation. I actually went to Sephora to pick up a sample of it. They had a sample that you could get it if you spent like $25 on Sephora, but they did not have the shade I thought would be the closest match to me. I think the closest they had was like N35, and I had determined that I was going to be N30, so I decided I would just go in there and ask. Sometimes they're really nice about giving my foundation samples, sometimes they're kind of annoyed about it. Usually they'll only give me one, but today they actually took so long getting back to me because it wasn't even busy, but they forgot about me, and the first girl realized that I'd been forgotten. She felt so bad, she just basically gave me a sample of anything I wanted. So I'll be trying some other stuff in the subsequent days as well. So I picked up a little sample. This is in the shade N30, so let's talk about what this foundation is like. So when you're going to buy this at retail, it's going to be $44. It is 1.18 ounces. Usually most foundations are just 1 ounce, so I guess you're getting a little bit more because this is a little bit pricey, but it's kind of comparable to most of the foundations that I own these days. I did pick up the shade N30. That is supposed to be light to medium light skin tones with a neutral undertone, and they define neutral as having equal parts pink and golden, which generally tends to be the case for me. I am a little bit pink in the middle of my face, but then the rest of my face is not so much, so it sort of blends out and looks okay for me to do that. It's a full coverage foundation. It's supposed to be for combo oily skin, which I do have. I'm more on the dry side actually at the moment, but that's just right now, and usually it's all over the place, so I think this is a good choice for me. It's also a matte blurring primer. It says that it is sweat proof, it has long-lasting shine control, environmental protections, and it will not oxidize. So the finish will, whatever the finish is after I put this on, that's going to be the color. It's not going to change later on through the day. This is also a vegan cruelty-free brand, and it is a vegan cruelty-free foundation. So it definitely smells a little bit like paint, though not like a Wet n Wild paint situation, but definitely like paint. I'm going to sort of tap this on a little bit just to see how well it will blend just with my fingers, and if not, I'm going to get my beauty blender out and try that as well. And also, she clearly felt bad enough. She gave me enough in this sample thing. I bet I could use this at least 3 times. So I'll try to use this on subsequent days, depending on how this goes. If it's an obvious no right away, then no. But otherwise, I like to give stuff a fair shake. It's a pretty strong paint smell, I have to say. It's not my favorite smelling foundation I've tried recently. It's definitely, I don't smell fragrance in it. I smell like, it doesn't smell nice. So that is one late layer with just my fingers. I just wanted to see if it would blend. It blended okay. I'm gonna go get my beauty blender now and put a little bit more on and sort of build this coverage up. All right, I've dipped my beauty blender in a little bit more, and we're gonna put a little bit more coverage on. It definitely blends a lot better with the sponge, so that is good to know. I don't mind blending things with my sponge, obviously, but I do like to have a foundation that if I don't have my sponge with me or my sponge is dirty, I can still apply it really quickly without feeling gross or that I have to wash my sponge first, because sometimes I just don't have the time or a sink, frankly, to do that. So I'm hoping that this will be okay. So first impressions of the finish of the foundation, it does feel very nice. It is definitely very matte. It is clinging a little bit to my pores, but not terribly, just in the spots that are a little bit dry. I did put moisturizer on before this, but I did not put a primer. I wanted to see how it reacted without putting a primer on. I got lots of primers I can try it with. But so far I actually do think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure how full coverage it is on me unless I layer it way more. I can still sort of see, like, you know, my freckles and that kind of thing. But I do think it definitely evened out like any redness. My skin tone looks very even with it. So far so good. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup. I'm going to be going out tonight for a friend's birthday, and then I will film the rest of the video after that, so I will tell you how it wore and how it's looking at the end of the day. So I'll see you then. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been about 4 hours since I put the makeup on, and this is what the wear is like of the CoverFX Power Play. It's really just coming off on my nose a bit. It's breaking down a little bit in my T-zone area. It's very cold here, so I wasn't really expecting this much breakdown. This is supposed to be sweat proof, so I wasn't sweating, but yeah, it's just, it's not doing the greatest. I don't dislike it. It's not patchy, which I've had some problems like with like like sticking to like a dry patch or anything. That's not an issue. It's just sort of come off in spots. So at this point, I'm like, about it. I'm going to try it out for another day, but I'm not so sure about this one. It might just not be the right kind for me, but I did also pick up one of the other Cover FX foundations, the Natural Radiance Finish. So I'm going to try that one too. I also got a sample of that. So this is what we're working with now. I'll try it again with some primer and see if that makes a difference. It might just need a primer. That might be something that will help it out. And if that's so, I will definitely update you in a future video. Anyway, have a great night, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.